What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Bullets Gotti, man. Let me say this, man. Everything that's been going on right now with Puff, the whole situations with him not getting bail, denied bail, people coming out the woodworks with all type of facetious stories, all type of, lies, hitting agendas, people, making this man out to be a monster. When you got people like Mike Jeffries walking the streets and you got Trump with 34 counts and other people, and Puff can't even get, like, Mike Jeffries got did the same thing that Puff did, and he doesn't have, like I said, he had more counts than Puff. And not only he has more counts, but he's on the street, wasn't denied bail. Puff denied bail. They saying he threatening witnesses and all type of things. Let's really look at this whole case, right? Dawn, Cassie, party girls, they weren't Puff main chicks. They was a bunch of females it wasn't nothing special with them. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put a baby in them. He didn't wife them. He didn't marry them. They was all females that wanted a career, and when they wanted that career, they thought they was going to get something out of nothing, right? Now, mind you, Puff has been locked up since September, right? October, I think. September, if I'm not mistaken. You got dudes like Courtney Burgess coming out with all type of lies. You got people like Chris Todd, used Kim Porter name, used her to sell a fake ass book. You got people like Al B. Sure that wasn't even a father to his son coming out the woodwork. You got everybody coming out the woodwork to really paint this man out. Yeah, Puff got his flaws. Everybody got their flaws. But to say Puff is this monster, the same thing with R. Kelly, man. I always say, if Puff never went against Diageo, he would have never been in the situation that he's in. If Puff would have gave his masters and he would have gave the publishing of the whole Bad Boy, just sold the whole Bad Boy catalog, including his, he would have his freedom. Same with R. Kelly. A lot of people have hate for this man because of certain reasons. Gene, I understand where Gene coming from. Mark Curry, I understand Mark Curry. I understand where he coming from. Roger Barnes, I understand where he coming from. But what people don't understand is Puff is human like everybody else. All the sex trafficking BS, all the stuff that they talking about, Puff did this, Puff did that. Come on, man. Now they talking about Puff is running the jails and he threatening witnesses and they going to deny him. Like, to me, they don't have a case against him. They don't have a case against Puff. It's just people been targeted. You got to understand, Puff has been targeted by the feds since the 90s, right? Dating back when Bad Boy first started, right? They've been targeting Puff. They've been going after Puff. When they was in LA, the feds was watching them. Same thing like Suge. Suge been targeted by the police, by the feds. Puff's been targeted by the police and the feds. This man has been having a brush with the law. They created a whole task force for Diddy. The hip-hop cops was started for Bad Boy and Death Row and all that. But it was basically, Death Row's not in New York, so it was basically started for Bad Boy. And to anybody that was affiliated. So before G-Unit, before a Street Fam, Bad Boy, and even Wu-Tang was under surveillance, but Bad Boy was strictly under surveillance. And it started at, Biggie's funeral, and, even when they was in LA at the Peterson, they was watching them. The feds, if you listen, old interviews where they talked about the feds was there on the scene, surveillance in them. So this man's been targeted by the police and by the feds. You know, this is not an accident. You know, Suge Knight, if you watch Unsolved, they target Suge Knight until the point where they kept targeting him. You know, Suge Knight was under surveillance by the feds and the police since he came home out of jail. When he did that 9-year stint, he came home, he kept having a brush with the law. The whole thing with Stutterbox and the truck and all that, it was because Stutterbox lied and said that Suge was moving coke and Suge was responsible for Biggie's murder and the whole Teresa Swan. And it's the same thing with the Puff. They accused Puff of the murder of Tupac, which they know is lies, which they know that was an in-house thing. Suge said it out his own mouth. It was in-house. Suge said it out his own mouth that it came from people affiliated with him. That the next tale that you hear Warren G talk about, but everybody blames Puff and this and that, and they gave money and all this. You know what I'm saying? And the whole fucked up part about all of this is that, you know, when people is being targeted for a long time, Puff blamed for the city college thing. Yeah, they should have had better security, but nobody talks about Jessica, right? You know, everybody wants to blame Puff. Puff was always the scapegoat of being blamed for a lot of things. And when you go back and you just look at the notorious hip hop cop, you look at the book Snitch, Welcome Home King Tut. But if King Tut ever tells the whole his story, and he tells how the feds was trying to pressure him to give up Puff, to snitch on Puff. You know, the book that Puff gave him, the infamous book that was spoken about, shout out to JFK, where he talked about that with Tut, the infamous book that they talk about. This is the infamous book that basically, you know, the feds wanted because they kept saying that Puff was basically running a illegal money laundering business. You know, the ties with Buck and, you know, Wolf. Shout out to Buck, shout out to Wolf, R.I.P. You know, and all this stuff that they had, they just wanted to make this man into this same thing with Suge. That these dudes was gangsters and that they had illegal record labels funded by drugs, money, right? And, you know, they even said, you know, back in the days that Bad Boy was funded by the Gambino crime family because the dude that Puff went to school with was in the Gambino crime family, a soldier in the Gambino crime family. So it was so much that was going on at that time that they basically was going after Puff. So when they said that they've been investigating Puff since 2008, it's longer than 2008. They've been watching Puff since the 90s, the feds, the police. You know what I'm saying? And they've been going after this man and targeting this man since back then. You know what I'm saying? New York State wanted him since he was found not guilty in that Sean case in 99, in 2001, I mean, right? And I'm going to speak about the Sean documentary, and I'm going to also speak about the French Montana documentary. I'm going to speak about both documentaries. But the thing is that when you look at, you know, Puff, and you just look at his story, you know, Puff is one of the greatest minds in hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Suge Knight and Puff and many others, I admire them. Like, I admire Dame. I admire DNY. I admire Master P. You know, I admire, you know, Benzino, Irv Gotti, 50 Cent. I admire these dudes because these dudes is masterminds. But the thing is with Puff is that they want to destroy him because of what he said. You know, and Puff then start talking about a black political party, and he start pushing the consciousness on his network, Revolt, and talking about black empowerment, and talking about how really and truly that black billionaires is not treated the same as white billionaires, and that it's a hard time for them to even elevate. You know, to him talking about, you know, just that, the equality, that is, there's no equality. You know, to him, you know, giving his artists back, they catalog and not selling it to these firms, not selling it to the corporation. Because he didn't sell the catalog to the corporation, you know, he's in prison right now. If he did that, just like R. Kelly, he would be free. You know, Suge Knight, they took the catalog from him. You know what I'm saying? If Suge Knight didn't have if his catalog wasn't stolen from him through people that he trusted, through people that backdoored him and snaked him, he would not be, you know, in the state he's in right now. So with Puff, you know, they just hated the fact that this man, you know, spoke his mind on something. So all it's about, oh, he did these women foul and all this, but nobody talks about how these women was indulging in drugs, how they was, you know, party girls, how Dawn was in a relationship with Q from Day 26 and she wanted a career so much she went and slept with the boss. How Cassie had a career, you know, was with Ron Leslie, then to leave Ron Leslie for Puff, but make it seem like this man was this villain sugar daddy, that just the way they portray him, Puff, is foul. Because these chicks is liars. That's why Shorty from Dirty Money said what she said. That is fugazi and is lies. These women is not victims. They not innocent. They liars. You know what I'm saying? People talking about Puff kids. People talking about his mother. That shit is foul. You know what I'm saying? Just to talk about this man got 6 children that he basically is a provider to. You know what I'm saying? You know, he provides for his mother, you know, his sister, and people is doing him dirty that he helped out, put in position. Now, I understand people have their grievances. It's understandable. But we don't kick our people down. You know what I'm saying? Puff is targeted because of his stances. He should have been eligible to get bail just like everybody else. If Mike Jeffries can get bail, why can't Puff get bail? All these people coming out on the net talking about this happened to them and this happened. Like, it's all bullshit. They wrote a fraudulent book, lied, a book full of lies. And not only was a book full of lies, but they basically slandered this man, his baby mother, R.I.P. Kim Porter, the mother of his children, They didn't even care about his children. They so much money hungry. And there's so much money hungry people that it just show you that they ain't running with God. Because God's people don't do things like that. God's people don't put no other man down. We don't kick nobody down because God always says, man, you could be pointing a finger at them, but it's 1,000 fingers pointing at you. And people like to point their fingers, and 1,000 fingers is pointing right back at them. People live in the world of a false reality, you know? And that's the problem. Everybody think they better than somebody. You know, A lot of times, a lot of people is jealous. People is jealous. It's like they jealous of Puff. They jealous of R. Kelly. You know, look what happened to Kels. People lied on that man. Nothing that they said about R. Kelly was true. Nothing. Nothing. They went after a man off of a documentary. Same thing with Puff. They went after Puff off of what people said on the internet. And it's sad. It's sad, man. Whether it's the truth or it's a lie, they run with it. Little Rod, it was a money play. He lied. All these people are lying. Why would somebody like Cassie got a whole new man. Why would you want money from a man that you left since 2019? You're not even with him no more. You left this man. You got married to the trainer. And because he not leveled up in life like Puff, you wanted the bag again. So people got to be real with this, man. It's lies, it's deception, it's smoke and mirrors, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, like I said, man, I don't have a problem with Puff. I met Puff. Puff was a good dude. You know what I'm saying? And I still say he's a good dude, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he got his ways. Everybody got their ways. But I ain't going to kick no man while they down fighting for their life and for their freedom. That's a damn shame. We as black people got to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? We going on for what people saying. But you don't hear nobody saying anything about Mike Jeffries or any of these other dudes that's being accused. They got what's the dude? Matt Gates? Matt Gates? He's accused of something like that. The other dude accused of something. And nobody talking about that? Come on, man. Come on, man. Dana White choking out his wife. But y'all talking about Puff? Come on, man. It's ridiculous.